5, 6, 7, 8. It's a mess, sis. Oh, it's a mess.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the podcast. It's a mess, sis. So, what exactly is a mess? A mess is a situation or a state of affairs that is confused or full of difficulties.
The mess is when things don't go the way you plan. It is when you have to go off script, improvise, ad-lib, sit through the awkwardness, and breathe through the pain until you come out on the other side, because you will come out on the other side. It is everything that makes life interesting and transformative. It is what we are here to do. It is how we learn how to be.
So join us as we dive into this week's mess.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to It's a Mess, Sis, my favorite podcast. I'm Jess, working through the mess, and I'm so glad you came back to hang out with us again.
Oh, dang, it's my go. Hi, everybody. Okay, so I am Rena. I am your other host.
I am woman. Sorry.
Damn, you just
did.
take it over my moment.
I'm so sorry. Let's start over.
No, we're going to keep going. No,
okay, I'm sorry.
We're going to keep going.
You're right. I'm sorry.
I am a creative. Wow, you're going to laugh at that?
I try not to. No, I wasn't laughing at the creative part. Sorry, I'm hush.
I am a creator. I am a producer. I am a professional talker. I am woman, hear me roar.
Period.
No, but most importantly, I am intentional.
Ooh, come on, intentional. Which brings us
to our
episode, bitch. Yes.
There you go.
Episode 54. You guys are joining us for Let's Get Intentional. I want to be intentional. Let's get intentional. I want to be intentional. This is our annual intention setting episode, and I am so looking forward to diving into that. But before we do have a little segment called What's the Mess? So I'll ask Rena, what is your mess?
So I want to keep this short
and sweet,
but that's most likely not going to happen.
Okay,
but I'll try.
Okay.
I mean, my mess is that I've had a lot of revelations over the last 2 weeks.
Oh
and wow. Yeah, and I found myself embracing my dark side.
Nice.
And if you embracing my shadow self. And if y'all want to hear more about that, we do have an episode on that. So just
come on, plug shadow self episode.
I really love that episode. Okay. I want to do like a part 2 because it's a really good episode.
One. Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I've been embracing those parts of myself that pop up. The messy side of myself.
Yeah.
I've just decided, I'm not going to try to be so perfect anymore, so polished. I'm just going to be who I am, which is just, I'm a morbid person. I am not a happy-go-lucky Negro singing in the fields. That's not me. That's not my energy. So I'm learning to accept that. And to not worry so much about the things that I'm not doing, like being happy-go-lucky all the time,
right?
And worry about what I am doing and what I am creating. Like this podcast that we've literally been manning for the last 2 years.
We have.
So yeah, I feel like that just embracing my mess and my dark side has led to a lot of clarity. It's like, say, okay, we're not going to pretend to be that. We don't have to be that. It's okay that you're not that.
Yeah.
Like, this is you, all of these pieces, and what are we going to do with that? So that's where I am. That's my mess. Wow, I actually managed to shorten that because
you was rambling.
Right. Oh, and last thing, so I was feeling a little down. Also, right? But I'm wondering, like, is it really depression or was it my haircut? And I'm thinking it's my haircut. See, I got my hair done and I got my haircut and now I'm fine.
So that's hilarious.
If y'all are struggling out there, I just want to tell y'all.
You found a cure for depression?
Right. Go get a haircut. Go get a haircut, get your nails done, cut your toenails, whatever you got to do. Wash your face, brush your teeth, wash your ass, go buy a new outfit. It may help. It may not.
It may. I mean, and I was being funny about the cure to depression, but sometimes it is nice to just see yourself looking your best, and you do feel a little like a spot better. May not cure depression, obviously, but it does help you see like the bright side of shit. Like, damn, I look pretty good. You know?
Like, maybe it isn't like full on depression. Maybe you just look bad. Maybe you just look bad.
Damn. Maybe you just look bad.
And I was looking bad because Leonard had scalped my ass.
Not Leonard.
And
scalping
I was
you?
Wearing this bun, and it was just getting drier and drier and crispier. And I would look at myself and be like, "You're not doing well."
Oh no. I've been saying you're not doing well.
No. The first time I had the bud, that shit had moisture. I had definition. And then just as the days went on, I'm like, that shit is just crunchy. Like I was like, I gotta do something. I have to do something. At first I thought the first answer was, of course I have to quit my job because that's what you gotta do.
Right.
And then I was like, it has to be like a step in between that. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
you should
a haircut.
Yeah, get your hair done, get a haircut.
And you look great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
you feel great.
I do.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you came out that false depression.
Right.
It's beautiful.
I mean, I don't know if it was false, but it's just.
Oh well.
I mean.
I guess.
I
guess surface is maybe.
Right.
It's a little surface depression.
It's still deep inside.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But
well.
I can function.
This took a turn. No, but really, I'm really glad that you were able to get your hair cut and kind of lift yourself up, lift your spirits a little bit. And sometimes that's what we need. I mean, maybe it won't cure everything that we need to cure, obviously, but I do feel like it is nice to be able to look at yourself and be pleased with what you see. So I'm glad that you were able to do that, and you do look nice.
It helped me like connect with myself in the mirror. I looked in the mirror, I was like, boom, bitch, that's you. I don't know who that other bitch was, but that's you.
Don't let that bitch come back again.
I mean, I'll still wear the poof, but I won't let it.
But with some moisture?
Well, definitely moisture. Definitely water, oil.
Yeah.
And Leonard, I will never.
Ever again.
Ever. Never.
Girl, go where the parking lot is full and you have to wait.
And there are witnesses.
And there are witnesses that can tell you, not that nigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I need that. I need somebody to be
like, girl, die. Like, he only got 2 people waiting on him. You're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna be the third. A nigga that don't got nobody, negative.
Wasn't a soul in there. Honestly, if I went back, he probably wouldn't even be there. Like, sometimes I'm like, was there like a hateful ghost
of that was the ghost of haircuts past. I don't know what you did to offend him, but don't do that no more. That's hilarious.
Okay, so I think I managed to keep this short. So
it wasn't too bad, actually.
Right. See? Progress, growth,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So what's been going on with you?
The mess for me this week. So the holidays are upon us, as we all know.
About that shit.
I did not. And my mess is that I wish my mama was here.
Oh,
I know. It's like a real mess this week.
You sure you don't need a haircut?
I do need a haircut, and I am feeling a little raggedy, but I don't know. I'm trying to let it grow out. We'll talk about that in another mess. Right. But Christmas was like always one of my favorite times of year. I feel like my mom did a really great job of just making it magical and special. She had this like Thomas Kincaid. I don't know if any of you Black people know what that is, but it's like this painter guy who had this real cute
was that a slave owner?
I'm weak. It might have been, but
probably.
this particular Thomas Kincaid had like a set of like Christmas decorations and like ornaments, and he's also a painter and things like that. So she had this whole Thomas Kincaid Christmas set that she set up every year. There'd be like mirrors. She'd do like the frosted, to make it look like snow on the mirror to make it look like a little lake, and we'd pull our fake tree out of storage and spruce it up with new lights and ornaments. Sometimes we'd have a theme. I remember one year she was like, I want an adult theme this year. So we had like blue and white lights instead of the traditional like colored
that's
lights.
Not where I went with adult theme.
Oh, wow. No, my mom wasn't
was
like
progressive.
that. I'm weak. That's hilarious. No, not lights, but just more, and less kitty. So we strung popcorn on the tree, and sometimes we do like candy apples, and always there was hot chocolate and cookies, and it just always felt really special and magical. And we didn't oftentimes have a lot of material things during those times, but I think there was always just this abundance of like love and joy that bustled through the house. And I really miss that. I came to the realization that I haven't really felt the same about the holidays or Christmas, especially since she passed away. And I think that this year I've allowed myself to really feel that. The first year without her was like definitely the hardest. I even actually had to go to the emergency room that year. Yeah. For what was essentially stress, I would find out once I got there. But after that, I think I just tried to push through so that I would never feel like that again. But I just feel an understanding. So I'm not necessarily sad, but I'm just reflective and recognizing, just the difference in how I feel this year. I'm not with my family, and I haven't been with my family for Christmas in a really long time, like my immediate family, I'll say that. And I do a lot of things with friends and families that are like made family, or like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not a bad thing at all. It's really not. It's really a blessing to have other people to spend the holidays with. I have several like people that want to like invite me to their parties or to their like shindigs, because especially in LA, there's a lot of transplants here that can't go home for the holidays. So we all kind of get together and create, our own memories. And those are beautiful, and I'm blessed, and I don't want to take away from any of those functions, any of the blessing that it is just to have anyone to spend the holidays with. That is lovely. I'm grateful and I'm blessed for that. But I do just miss waking up in the afternoon on Christmas, because my family like to fucking sleep in.
Oh, you had one of those families.
Yes, it was so nice. It was so nice because we were all a family of resters. You know what I mean? We really liked our rest. And my mom recognized very early on. I remember one time we were like probably 4 and 5, or maybe 3 and 4, me and my older brother. And my mom had put together all our stuff all night. And she was like trying to wake us up real early, like, guys, it's Christmas. And then we came out there sleepy as fuck. And then I was telling my brother, I'm like, Chris, I think they want us to be excited.
Not 3-year-old you, just
3-year-old me. Like, I see they want us to be excited, but we're tired. And my mom was like, never again. She was tired too. And so it's just this beautiful mix of like just relaxing and just being able to wake up with this calm, this still about the house, the smell of something cooking, because my mom could throw fucking down. Okay, like if she came back from heaven right now and cooked meat, I would eat that shit. That's how good she cooked, right? And so yeah, I'm just in a real reflective mood, and I miss that. And I don't know I'm still learning how to process that, because I'm not sad per se, but I do have a longing for something I can never get again. Right. So is it sad? I don't know. It's a thing. It's my mess. And that's kind of what I'm going through right now. But yeah.
I mean, as a fellow adult orphan.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
And actually this year, well, first of all, Christmas died for me before my mom passed away, before she died. Christmas was dead before she died. Yeah. So, but kind of reflecting on her, like this time of year has kind of made me realize that I have to, like, yeah, Christmas isn't what it was when I was a little kid. She made it magical. Like, she made me think that Santa was on the roof of our apartment building. Like, really?
That's dope.
Like, Christmas Eve was a big thing with my family. So we would go to Christmas Eve, hang out there, and then be home probably around 10, 11 o'clock at night. And of course, I'm hyped. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning because I was like, I want my gift. I want my sheep. But she would like have like bells like behind her back, and she would ring them, and she'd be like, "Oh, that's him. If you're awake, you're not gonna get your gifts." I was like, "Well, let me hurry my happy on this.
Let me take my ass to bed."
Right.
That is so cute.
So now that I'm an adult and Christmas looks different, like my issue with Christmas is that I'm an adult.
Okay.
And don't nobody care about adults on Christmas.
Right.
So, but I care about me.
Yeah.
And, realizing that I have to be my own parent, I'm like, okay, how can we bring some of that Christmas joy back? So I bought some wine.
Come on, wine.
But also I have my childhood nativity set that I remember setting up as a kid. And
that's really beautiful.
All these years.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to set it up this year. That's going to be my sign. And it is small, it's a small gesture, but it's kind of melting my heart.
Okay.
I love that. I even got a little $5 tree from
$5 tree.
Can't see it, but it's there.
Right.
And apparently it's supposed to light up, but I ain't buying no battery. So it's just going to be.
That's hilarious. All you need is a tree.
Right. And I'm just,
but that's really smart though.
It's important. I'm realizing that I have to instill that joy for me because, here's me being morbid, but death is the only guarantee we have in life, really.
Yeah.
Oh, and staying black. But then there's also the dying part. All I got to do is stay black and die.
Right.
I don't really have to stay black, but I want
the dying.
The dying. Right. That's the focus, the death.
Wow. Okay.
I'm trying to focus on not letting like joy around certain things die. With people and trying to figure out how I can celebrate, how I can start new traditions.
Ooh, that's really inspiring me because one of our favorite traditions growing up was Christmas Eve. Listen to this.
Okay.
On Christmas Eve, which is like a big thing in our house, the eve of Christmas Eve, we were very extra dramatic family. That's what I'm saying. Like, we would go out with hot cocoa and look at Christmas lights, and it was like competition, not competition, but it was like, who spots the Christmas lights first? Oh, there's some. And then, we would drive around and do that. And it was just like a real fun way to like boost the spirits. And I may do that even by myself this year. Just grab some cocoa and like, drive around and see the lights, spot them as far as the eye can see, and just put on some Christmas tunes, black ones, of course.
Oh yeah, that Donny Hathaway.
Which one?
Donny Hathaway. This Christmas.
Okay, just kidding. Joking. It was a joke. It's clearly a joke.
You sure? Okay.
Christmas fire is blazing bright.
Better prove
Hey, period, bitch.
So
but that's really dope, though. I appreciate you sharing that because you're right. We have to create the joy and the magic for ourselves, and we are capable.
Right. And technology is wonderful. So, I mean, you take a picture when you're out there with your hot chocolate, shoot it to your brothers and be like, I win, bitch.
That's a good idea because I do like a competition.
Right. They wouldn't even know what's coming. They're like, send me some Christmas lights. And then I can start a whole conversation like, well, remember we used to, it could be something cute, have a whole like gift war with like Christmas lights or photo war, I should say. We got to figure out how to make things work because too much is dying with these people. Like the recipes, Thanksgiving ain't been the same, Christmas ain't the same, the food ain't the same, because they just want to take it to the grave.
I mean,
well, maybe that was just me.
Well, and some of us learned, and some of us will teach.
I mean, I got a recipe for cranberry sauce.
Wow, that sounds.
It's good. You know
what?
Let's move on.
Okay, we'll move on. Back to the episode that you guys are joining us for. It's episode 54. Let's get intentional. So, why did we choose this topic, Rena?
We choose this topic because I said so. Damn it.
Period.
I am like, this is I look forward to this episode every year. And
Mhm.
I'm so excited. I'm pumped. I'm ready to do this topic because I love being intentional. It
Mhm.
means something to me.
Yeah.
I've seen results, and yeah, I've seen what being intentional has done for me and others, and I want to spread that. Like
Yeah.
I want to continue that. I even had a dream. I had a dream
Ooh.
that I saw like a post on Instagram from one of
Mhm.
these guys that I follow, and I really like his post. I like his shit every time I see it. And he
Okay.
was just talking about being intentional and what he was going to be intentional about this year. And this is completely made up. This is a dream.
Oh, wow.
But like that, I'm just saying, I'm sharing that to say this is how like excited I am about being intentional at the beginning of the year. Like
Yeah.
this is my time. This is when I get to sit there and say, this is how the year is going to go out. It is my moment of control.
Yeah.
Not
I
really,
love that.
but
Yeah.
it's my moment of hope. It's like I get to like light a candle on the year. That's what it feels like.
Okay. I love that. I love that. Um, I always look forward to this time of year too. And I feel like each year we do this, I learn something new about myself.
Mhm.
And even though oftentimes it's not what I thought I would learn, it is a welcomed revelation. And it has
True.
helped in moving forward in, just this progress called life. I am taking life as a puzzle and taking it as, how do I figure it out? And so each year that we set an intention and I learn something about myself, it's another puzzle piece that I'm able to like fit in there and be like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. So I'm definitely looking forward to this topic. So why don't we tell the people the agenda for this episode?
Okay. As always, the agenda is the dick
The
to
dick.
dick it down, which
Mhm.
stands for define, impact, and cope. So, like Jess said, this is our yearly tradition since we started this thing 2 whole years ago.
Woo, woo.
Every year we set an intention.
Yeah.
And personally, I feel like I've set intentions for the last 4 years,
Mhm.
and I will continue to do so. It's just something that's that ingrained in my life. So for those joining us for the first, second, or third time, because I think this is our third
Yeah.
intention,
Yeah.
we once again will define what an intention is,
Mhm.
what it means to be intentional for us,
Mhm.
and give you our personal intentions for the year. Then we follow that up with discussing the impact of setting intentions, what we've experienced with last year's intention, and what we hope to gain from this year's intention. And then lastly, we talk about how we cope with it all.
Yeah.
We make each section clearly known. So this is your time to shine if you want to or not. You can pause. You can reflect for yourself what your intention is, or you just reflect on if you want to set an intention, if it's something that resonates with you.
Yeah.
um you know these episodes are for us, but we also hope that other people can gain some piece from it as well, or take
Yeah.
a piece of themselves away from it. So just do what you feel compelled to do.
That was lovely. Thank you for that breakdown.
Cool.
And as Rena said, we are now to the definition, right? So
No,
okay, no.
no, actually, yes.
I was like, wait, what? I was like, did I miss something? You're so ridiculous. Anyway, we are to the definition. We define every year what intention is. And like every year, I'll use Google to help us cut to the chase. Intention is defined as an aim or a plan. And I feel like that is just as cut and dry as it can be. It is what you aim or plan to do. What is your intent? How do you plan on spending the next year or the previous year? Is so. Last year, my intention was focus,
Okay. Hmm.
right? And much like Rena has discussed in the past, it looked so different than I expected. My hope in setting that intention was that I would be able to focus on my life in a linear path, kind of
Hmm.
like a start to finish,
Okay.
very unrealistic fashion, you know? And needless to say, that did not happen. I was able to focus on certain things at certain times, and overall, it felt disjointed. Like I didn't know what to focus on, in a
Mm.
sense. And
Ooh.
that in itself has helped me create my new intention for the new year, and that is clarity. I just want some clarity about it all. And we'll get into the intention or the
The
impact a
impact.
little bit, but yeah, that is what I'm going into the new year intending. That is my plan, that is my aim, to have some clarity, to be clear about some things.
That makes absolute sense.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's already working because that focus showed you, oh, you need to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Child. We'll get into it in the impact.
Okay.
But what about you? What is your definition? What was your last year's intention, and what do you plan for the new year?
Okay. So for me, an intention is a specific mood or tone you want to set for the year.
Mm.
So for me, it's a promise to myself that I will learn, grow, and evolve based on the objective that I've set for myself. Um, like we always say, I won't know how this will happen, but I'm just throwing the energy into the world and seeing what manifests. So that's what an intention is for me. Setting an intention, for me, it means it's giving me an outlook. It's giving me like a visual. It's just a preface.
Okay.
You know, I'm essentially writing my
Come on,
story.
preface. You're such a nerd, Rita.
I am.
I love that. My preface. Okay, go ahead, sorry.
And I use the word preface because I'm
Mhm.
essentially writing my story with keywords.
Okay.
And, you know, and my intention doesn't just stop with the year that I set it.
Mhm.
It continues on. It's like a chain that just
Yeah.
keeps going. It's a flow. And, you know, if you look at all my works, you can kind of see, oh, this is your journey.
Yeah.
You know, these are key markers on my journey.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a way that I have that creative control over my narrative.
Mhm.
Last year, I chose intuition.
Okay.
And this year, I have been eagerly awaiting
Uh-huh.
the introduction of my new intention,
Oh.
which is,
Mhm.
drumroll please,
What?
simplicity.
Come on, simplicity.
So
I love that.
and like yours, it really rolled off of intuition.
Okay.
And we'll talk more about it in the impact. But yes,
Okay.
I'm so excited for simplicity. Like I just
You need to keep it simple.
yes.
KISS. Keep it simple,
Yes.
stupid.
Keep it simple,
Yeah.
stupid. Yes.
I love that.
Before we move on though, I have a
Okay.
question. So
And I have an answer.
you sure about that?
I might.
So my question is like, how do you go about choosing an intention for the year? What's your process?
Well, these last couple of years, it was just based off need, what I felt like I was lacking. So last year, so the year before, I wanted to thrive, and I felt like I was in a diminished place. The prior year, I felt like I was diminished, and so I wanted to thrive. I wanted to come out of that and feel like I was growing and thriving and enjoying life. And because of that, I felt like a little bit all over the place, but I was having a good time. I didn't have really any trajectory. I didn't really, plan a lot. I did a lot of just this and that and the other, and I had an amazing time. And so because of that, I needed to focus. So then that next year I was like, okay, let's focus. And so this year, with me focusing on what I'm focusing on, I was like, bitch, what? So I need clarity, for myself and for myself and for myself. And so really it's a need. I see what I need at the end of the year and what I am missing and what I'm longing for, sitting with that. And that's how I choose my intention.
Same. I think it literally, it rolls out. It just starts to appear.
Yeah. Which is so interesting.
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I mean, I really appreciate us doing this because the need is there regardless of whether we set a new intention or not. And so, being able to say it aloud and not attack it, but have, I guess, some sort of insight into what we need and what we can
Mhm.
kind of move through and like little by little, because I mean, there's so much I feel like that we are doing as human beings, but to chip it away like little by little into little puzzle pieces and little, building blocks to create the life or the person or the spirit or whatever that you want to be is really nice. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, one thing I can say to add to it, because, and I guess let me just ask this, because, I like
Okay.
questions. Like, what's that indicator? What's that feeling that you get when you know that you've stumbled upon your intention? Like, this is going to be my work. This is it. This is what I'm going to focus on for the year. And I could
Um,
go,
Go ahead. Yeah.
like, for me, I think the thing that makes it stick is the fact that I don't have resistance to it.
Mm.
Like, I hear the word and I'm just like, yep, that's it. Like, there's because I guess I've been setting these intentions so much, like it resonates and
Yeah.
I feel it and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Even if it
I,
upsets me, I'm like, that's it.
yeah. I think mine is repetition
Oh, so you just keep seeing it
or keep feeling it.
or keep feeling it.
Yeah. I keep feeling
Yeah.
it like, okay, what are we doing? So this year it was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you focusing on? What are you focusing on? What are you doing? And I'm like, bitch, I don't know. Okay, so that I don't know means you want to know? Yes, I do. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's the repetition of like this need that I felt throughout the year.
Mm,
And so now we're at the end and it's a culmination of having said that and needed that throughout this entire year.
hmm.
That I'm like, okay, let's maybe focus on that, because like you said earlier, all of these intentions follow us through. It's not like I'm
Hmm.
done focusing. It's just
Hmm.
now I want to focus with clarity. What
Mm,
am I focusing on?
mm,
Where do I want to put my view? You know what I'm saying? And I
hmm.
still want to thrive. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's like all, like you said, all of this stuff is following us through, but it's just what did I need more of this year that I'm
Hmm.
going to try to push or add to my next year's like goals and stuff.
Right.
So yeah.
And another thing I notice when I stumble upon my intention, I don't want to say intuition, my intention for the year,
Uh-huh.
is that like I feel calm. Like
That's good.
when I pull that word out, I'm like, okay. Like I don't know. It's just like I get like this assured feeling. It's
That's
like,
good.
thank God I know something. You
That's
know?
good. That's
So
good.
do you feel calm? Like when you said clarity, like did you feel like a calm? Did you feel anything?
um, because of how life has been and these intentions have gone, I felt I don't want to say scared, but I felt like I know I'm in for a journey. You know,
Like, well, I
you know,
got somewhere to
like
go.
I'm going somewhere. This is what I'm asking, and I will be given that. Whether it be a lesson or the clarity, something's going to come of me asking this. And so, yes, it came with ease. This is what I need, like the understanding, but also it came with an understanding. Bitch, this may or may not be easy. So it's just like, I I sit with it because I know it's something that I need. Like
Okay.
it's a puzzle piece that is going to need solving. Maybe it will be easy, doubtful,
Okay.
but this is just what it is, kind of for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. 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 So are we to the impact then?
I think so. I think this is a nice segue in. I just wanted to like, for whoever's listening, be
Yeah.
like, okay, this maybe this could be what you experience. It could not, but
Yeah. I think it'll
just
vary based on, of course, the people who are experiencing it. But I think
of
it's good
course.
to know that there's a bevy of ways that you can feel and know, okay, yeah, no, this is what my intention is. I feel it. Whether it's ease, whether it's apprehension, whether it's,
I think that's
whatever
the
you're
key.
feeling.
You feel something.
You feel something.
Feel. So,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right. So let's move on. Let's move
Okay.
on to the impact. And do you want me to go first, or you want to go first to talk about how
It's
you're feeling?
you sound eager. Would you like to go first? I don't mind
Mm,
taking a step back.
okay.
No, I mean I don't mind going first either. I'm just saying, like, the floor is yours if you like
I'll take it. I'll take
it.
it.
Okay,
So
okay.
like I told you, I'm hyped. I'm hyped
I
for this.
see. I see.
So the impact for me,
Mm-hmm.
setting um setting an intention it's my guiding light.
Okay.
Like so when like overall it's my guiding light. And when shit gets tough and I'm asking myself, why is this happening or why I
Mm-hmm.
need to do this, I can always go back to the beginning of the year and remember my intention and power through it, knowing that it's part of my process.
Okay.
I've learned through experience that while the road may be rough, I usually come out for the better on the
Mm.
other end.
Mm-hmm.
So the impact of intuition for me, which sounds all great and magical, like women's intuition, black girl
Mm.
magic.
Mm.
The way it manifested for me was in frustration,
Ooh.
and in me just being in my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and every time I was just there, just feeling.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
asking myself, why? Why do I feel?
Right.
And then I remember, because intuition, I asked for this. I
I
wanted to get
asked
in
for
touch
this.
with my intuition, not
Mm.
realizing that intuition is my gut feeling,
Yeah.
you know. And I have to feel to activate and be present with my intuition. I have to be
Okay.
present with my feelings to be
Mm.
intuitive.
That's real
And
shit.
so, and as a result, I've never felt so sensitive in my life,
Wow. Yeah.
which a
Mm-hmm.
bonus thing that's come out of that, it's
Okay.
led me to grace and eats for myself,
Okay.
because I'm so used to being that strong person and don't let anyone like see that you're not doing well,
Yeah.
including yourself, you
Damn.
know?
Yeah.
But I allowed myself to feel how I felt,
Uh-huh.
and I developed like, I guess, an inner voice that's like, okay, that's okay, like we're going to be patient with ourselves, we're going to give ourselves
Yes.
grace, because you know what, nobody's going to give it to you if you don't give it
Yeah.
to yourself. And it doesn't mean you're lazy,
Uh-huh.
but it's like we don't have to fight, it doesn't have to be like this.
Right.
And I had to give myself permission to feel what I feel, and think what I think, so that I can
Mm-hmm.
figure out what I want, you
Right.
know um so the way that showed up is like, I had to stop making excuses,
Okay.
not only for like other people and their treatment of me, but for myself. Like there's
Yeah.
things that I had to like look at and be like, girl, when you do that, this happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you gonna keep
Mm-hmm.
doing it? Well then, that's on you.
Right.
And then I had to prioritize myself,
Yeah.
like, I learned that I don't have to deplete myself just because
Mm-hmm.
somebody pays me. I don't have to do that at all.
Right.
Um, Also minimizing resistance. I had to stop forcing myself.
Mm.
I had to stop sugarcoating how much I dislike things, and
Mm.
feel the honest feeling. I hate
Mhm.
this shit,
Mhm.
and be
Mhm.
okay with it and not internalize it as weakness. That was my biggest thing.
Mhm.
And I'm still working on it, because every time I
Yeah.
dislike something, like there's this thing in me. I don't know if it's like a slave master ancestor or something. It's like, that's too damn bad. Like, that's
Keep digging. That's hilarious.
So I had to get into it
Okay.
to know me.
Okay,
You get
into
it?
it. Ah, yes,
Get
yes. Come on, bitch. Uh-huh.
So as a result, I learned to listen to me. And
Okay.
I was talking this year. I was doing
Yeah.
a lot of talking to myself, just chat,
Yeah.
chat, 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 chat.
Yeah.
So now, like I said, simplicity has rolled out of intuition. And that happened about like halfway through the year. Like
Okay.
I was done with intuition like halfway through. I was like, I'm tired
People
of
on
feeling. I'm tired. Why am I still feeling it?
that.
I, and then I realized, I was doing too much.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I was having such extreme emotions because I was doing too much, and
Okay.
I wasn't prioritizing myself, and I was
Mhm.
forcing myself. All those things,
Yeah.
that I mentioned, that's me doing too much, and it was
Right.
draining me, and it was
Mm.
causing me to lose focus and doubt myself, because I was comparing and thinking about what other people were doing, or what I speculated that other people wanted me to be doing. So I was
Okay.
overcomplicating a lot of things,
Mhm.
and I realized like I'm simple. I like what I like.
Mhm.
And I thought that wasn't enough. I thought I wasn't doing enough. There was a lot of guilt and shame around my interest.
Okay.
And but like I am who I am,
Yeah.
I'm stuck with myself. So the simple answer is to get rid of anything and everyone that doesn't vibe on my frequency
Yeah.
with self. Simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to sort through shit, figure out what's mine, and leave the rest without shame and guilt. So that's kind of what I'm putting out there
Okay.
energetically when I choose simplicity. The
Okay.
universe always they want to add their own little
Of
razzle
course.
dazzle on it. They're like,
Little
yeah,
sprinkle.
yeah, they're like, yeah, that's good. That's good. We can
Mhm.
get that, but there may be more. I don't
Right.
want to scare you, or I
I
might, or I might
might.
scare you.
Yeah. Scare your ass into some simplicity.
Oh God, that sounds horrible. Oh my God, what did I ask for? Oh my God. Oh no. It's like, yeah, your life gonna look real
Real simple, real quick.
simple.
That's hilarious. That
Yeah.
is so funny. Don't be scared. I think you were right in going into it with like just an ease. Like this is what you need. You need simplicity, and whatever it is, even if it's rough in the midst, at the end, like you said, you will come out better for it. Right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh
So
my
I'd
god.
be so optimistic at the beginning of the year.
And that's what we need to get through it. It's like pregnancy, you
No.
know? Like they
Whatever you're
get
about
those
to say, no.
hormones to make them forget the pain and the horror that childbirth is.
Fourth?
Childbirth.
That's what it is. It's birth.
Childbirth. No, they get those hormones and they forget and they do that shit again. Crazy. But yeah, that's us. We get the hormones at the beginning of the year. We're like, oh wow. Then we have to go through that shit. We're like, oh my God. Then we get the hormones at the end. We're like, oh, I can do this again. Because we keep doing it. Every year we set a new one.
Right. It's literally we're giving like birth to a new
Giving birth.
year.
Yeah.
Wow. See, and they
They're
say
gonna
I'm
be thinking.
motherless out here. I need a check. I need a tax check. It's like I've given birth to a new year. What are you
A new
talking about?
year, bruh. The fuck? But no, that's a beautiful intention, and I wish you well on that journey. And I'm sure that it's going to be
You got me scared.
intriguing. No, I don't want to scare
If
you.
you
I was
see me
just being,
homeless out here, just
I got a couch, bitch. Come on out here.
That's
I'm just trying to get you to move anyway. Simple. Simplicity. Then we don't got to coordinate times for cold. Simple. Simplicity.
that would make things simple. It really
Look at the
would.
Lord. Hey, glory. But yeah, that's a lovely impact. I mean, I feel like it's always so interesting to see how how our intentions actually like manifest themselves. And
Mhm.
I think that brings me to my impact. Were you done? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready for you. What we doing? Make it clear for us.
Okay, well, the impact of this year's intention is that I found my mind was like pulled in a lot of directions.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, so I self-diagnosed myself with several focusing disorders, hypochondriac that I am, and that made focusing this year like really hard.
Hmm.
Now, I don't want to say that it wasn't without its fruition because I actually just completed a short story script for like a short film. So I did that. I've also been in 3 shows for my improv troupe. I did a musical this year. I did a lot this year and I focused on those things. But I never felt like I knew what the fuck I was doing.
Mm.
I never felt like, I don't know. And it could be the pandemic. It could just be getting older. It could be the stage I am in my life. But I always felt like when I was younger that I just had this plan. I just had this understanding. I just had this trajectory. And while I don't necessarily want to go there anymore because I don't feel like that's a realistic way to live, because I don't have control over anything, if we're being honest. I mean, like on the grand scheme of things, I don't really have like control. Like what's going to happen is going to happen. And so because of that, feeling so disjointed from my younger self of having this like clear cut path and trajectory, my focus this year felt so disjointed. And I was like, I really don't know. So I'm not necessarily asking with this clarity. I'm not asking that the impact be that I have a linear focus or a linear understanding of what I'm doing, but just an understanding, just some focus on or some clarity on maybe like a general area.
Mm.
Like if I could just figure out my health or my mental health or my writing. I mean, I just that was a lot of the things that I was focusing on this year. Like I had to focus on my mental health. I definitely was focusing on my physical health. I was definitely focused on writing. I was focused on my improv. I was definitely focused, like there was so much. And while I'm not foreseeing that any of that's going to be less, I feel like I just want to be able to have the clarity of how to piece all of my focuses together. Does that make sense?
No, it makes absolute sense. And I'm really intrigued by how clarity is going to show up because I feel like, in
Yeah.
a sense, I feel like I'm asking for a similar thing.
Yeah.
I want it to be
Oh, to
simple.
simplify it. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Wow. How do we do this?
I want to like narrow in on
Yeah.
what it is that I need to be doing or narrow in on how I feel. Like
Yeah.
just narrow in on like me
Right.
and so that I can cut through the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what I want. And you bringing up like the fact that like when we were a kid, we had very defined goals
Mhm.
and objectives. We had a trajectory,
Mhm.
and the school system
Mhm.
definitely doesn't help us deal with ambiguity very well.
No.
We were taught that if to make progress, you had to stay on a clear
Mhm.
like line, a clear
Clear line, a
cut,
clear cut. Yeah, clear cut
you know.
line.
So then we get out here in the world and then we realize, oh, it's not like that.
It's not like the and
So
not only is it not like that, you've got to create your own journey, your own path,
or maybe it is like that then. Maybe
which
it's
is what do you
instead of
mean?
somebody else assigning our itinerary or our curriculum, maybe it's now on us to create that curriculum.
Right, but we didn't have to create curriculum. It
Right?
was
Ain't
just
nobody taught
go.
us how to create a
Nobody taught
curriculum.
us how to create the curriculum and how to do it in a way that is befitting of us, the individual. We
Right.
were given cookie cutter blocks and we fit in them or we didn't. Some of us didn't fit. And that was a whole nother conversation that we can have. But we fit in these cookie cutter boxes. We made the steps. If you did good, you went to the next step. And you did well, you went to the next step. And it wasn't
Right.
anything you ever had to come to terms with or create for yourself. And I think for me, especially when I was growing up, I wanted to be a doctor. That's a very clear cut, defined. How do you do that? You go to school, you go to med school, you go to residency, boom, you're a doctor.
Right.
That's the steps. I still know them
Right. But
because that's something easy. It was like, that's what you do. How do you become a whole human being? How do you heal from trauma? How do you heal from sadness? How do you create generational wealth? How do you, a lot of these things that don't have very clear cut and defined steps. And sometimes that is really difficult. And even though I was joking about like diagnosing myself with like focusing disorders, I have come to terms with the fact that my brain doesn't work like other people's brains sometimes. And I'm like,
nobody's
oh,
brain works like other
okay.
people's brains.
Absolutely.
Right.
But in a much more real sense, I am recognizing how my brain works and how it sometimes doesn't fit into what is the norm of society or and
Okay.
I'm like, okay,
I'll
wow,
accept
that's a
that.
thing. And I think for a long time I didn't know that and I didn't realize that and just coming to terms with that as well. So it's like a lot of things that I focused on this year. And so to be honest, it was an amazing intention for last year, because it opened up so much insight for myself about what it means to focus and how do I harness that focus? Do I have focus? All these kind of things. And so yeah, I just want the clarity of um yeah, I guess simplicity is kind of what I'm asking, I guess. How do I simplify all these things that I want to focus on so that it's something that is manageable, bite size, perhaps.
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think our intentions are like exactly the same. I think
No, of course.
but I could definitely see that I'm trying to seek clarity and choosing simplicity, and that you're trying to get some simplicity
That's
out
seeking
of
clarity.
choosing clarity, you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
in a way, when just to kind of, I'm so fixated on this whole curriculum thing and them not
Hmm.
teaching us how to create a curriculum. I don't, it's kind of like how, they have that saying, like, there's no book to teach you how to be a parent, or there's no book to teach you how to be a human. And I think it would be impossible to create a curriculum. It'd be impossible to create that book to say, okay, this is how you be, because then
Right.
everybody would be the same.
Right.
Critical thinking is something that is not explored in our public school system, or any school
Yeah.
system, honestly.
Right.
Um, but sitting down and actually having to feel,
Oof.
and actually having to do your shadow work and accepting who you are, all of
Right.
it, not just
Right.
the pieces that society says is normal
Hmm.
or good, but saying this
Hmm.
is me and this is how I think,
Yeah.
and using that to create your path. That's what we have to do. That's how we create the curriculum.
Right.
And it's going to look different from
It is.
everybody else's, because all of our journeys are different,
It is.
and it's going to cause you to do things that people are going to look at and be like, that's crazy.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
then, they start off as saying, they say that's crazy, right? Like you're sleeping in your car. But then when
Yeah.
you're Steve Harvey, dressed like the Joker, everybody's
They
like,
still
oh,
say that's
style
crazy.
goals.
I'm just playing. You could have said somebody else. Steve Harvey with them suits. Okay, I'm just playing.
No, his suits have gotten better. Marjorie is putting in a work.
Good for her.
Steve Harvey looks so much better than when he was Mr. Hightower back in the day.
Okay, Mr. Hightower. That's
Like,
funny. But you're right though. What is right for me may not, and probably closer to will not look right for you.
no, it's gonna look
Like,
crazy.
it's going to look odd. Like, why are you doing that? Because it feels right for
Right.
me. And I think that has been the most difficult thing this year for me, is just doing a lot of no's and
Mm,
doing a lot of focusing on myself.
mm,
And that's been really hard. Um, and I think we're kind of to the cope with this, because
yeah.
I've had to sit in the uncomfortability. And this is how I'm coping, by sitting in the uncomfortability of feeling selfish. That was something that I like avoided a lot. And I would like always try to put other people first, because I'm like, this is just the thing that we're taught. And this year I've said no a lot. And more than said no, I felt no. And I was like, oh God, why am I feeling no? Why am I feeling this? Why am I feeling this? And instead of fighting myself, I just had to be like, bitch, you just feel it. You
You
don't
know
want
what?
to.
I feel like that you just stumbled upon something like really profound. Like I felt that.
Tell
Like
me.
if somebody asks you to do something and your response is like, I feel no. I
Yeah.
feel no.
I feel no.
I feel no. Simple.
Yeah, simple.
I feel
No.
no.
I feel no. Yeah. And um and it's opened up a lot of things for me, some wounds that I need to like really look at and be like, okay, that's not healed. It's done a lot this year, so I focused a lot on myself, which is like a little bit overwhelming,
Mm,
because there's so much about myself that I didn't know, and I
mm,
had to do a lot of discovering this year because I hadn't focused on myself in so long. And I
mm,
think as I'm talking this through, I'm recognizing why it was so difficult to focus, because there was so much that I hadn't focused on that does need attention.
mm.
All of these
That part.
lights were on for years, all of these like warning lights, and I ignored them, and I couldn't be bothered to focus on them. And so now this year I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus. And it was like beep, 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 beep. And I was like, oh shit, this is so overwhelming. This is a lot to focus on. And I'm grateful for the time. I'm grateful for the space. So I'm definitely coping with grace and gratitude, that I even had the energy or the mental fortitude to do that at
Mhm,
all. I'm coping by being generous with myself. I'm
mhm,
coping by taking acknowledgement of what I did focus on and accomplish.
yeah.
Um, And that's basically the gist of it.
Okay.
How about you?
For me, how do I cope with intuition as, we wrap things up?
Yeah.
Um, intuition has really revealed to me that I have poor boundaries. I have
Ooh.
poor energetic boundaries.
Okay.
And I'm so used to being kind of open for people to take from and being closed off to receiving.
Mm.
And a lot of my feelings, my intense feelings surrounded that theme of I feel like people are just taking, and I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess in a way, I'm asking for simplicity because I really want to focus on what I need.
Yeah.
Like fuck them people. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
say right now. But we'll
Right.
see. We'll see. That's where I am. I feel fuck those people right now.
Okay. Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
And I feel okay with it.
Yeah.
And so but this year I anticipate coping by being open to how 2022 will present itself because as we've seen, I do not know.
Okay.
And actually the less I know the better. That's why I don't watch the news. Because honestly, if I watched the news, I probably wouldn't leave the house. So I'm open to how it will unfold and how simplicity will serve me.
Mm-hmm.
I always go in thinking one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I come out with a whole other experience.
Yeah.
When I said intuition, I didn't realize that I would walk through the shadows of myself and realize, damn, girl, you ain't got no boundaries. That's your problem. But like I said, I know I'll be better for it. So we're going to see. Like simplicity right now in my head, I'm thinking this means I'm going to get rid of shit,
Yeah.
But you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I anticipate, well, no, let me not call that. I was going to say, like, I anticipate scrapping with the universe. I'm not going to put that out there. I'm working on releasing resistance and not having it be a fight,
That's beautiful.
But I enjoy a little scrap here and there. I think it makes me feel alive. That's
that Aries in you, like a little fight.
I think that's existing. I think that's when I realize when I scrap with the universe, that's when I really know that I'm alive and I exist. And
that's awesome.
Like, I don't know sometimes. But
if you exist?
No, if that's awesome.
Oh, well, I mean, to be alive and to know you're alive, that part, right?
That part is hard. That's being woke. I feel like that's, sometimes I just want to sleep. I'm like, yo, universe, just let me sleep. And you're like, no, bitch, wake up.
Like, I want to go back into the Matrix, please.
If you woke me up from the Matrix and pulled me out of that group, I would be like, bitch, I was happy.
I was fine not eating slop.
Like, I
was good. You think I have this hole in the back of my head? Oh, hell no.
Put me back.
Savory.
We're literally asking to go back into the womb. You realize that?
Yes. That was the last place I slept comfortably. Like a baby. But wow, yeah.
So, but like, just kind of to wrap it up, usually I go through that process, with my little tussles and temper tantrums and all that throughout the year. That usually when we get to this point of doing the episode, I could see what it was. Right. I could see it for what it was.
Right.
And then that hormone kicks in that makes me forget. And
yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, let's do it again. I forgot.
That's funny.
I don't remember anymore. It was great.
Let's try it again.
Yeah.
New attention. That's hilarious. Yeah. Whew. This was a revelation of an episode.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean,
damn, it really was.
It really was. Yeah. Are we to the recap then?
Yeah, let's see how you sum this up. Because I was about to recap it, but
Do it. No. I'm not doing
you.
it. No.
Ma'am. Why?
Ma'am.
Why
because
would you do this?
Because I want to hear your recap. Do it.
It's not a full recap. It was just like, I just wanted to sum up the cope, really.
Okay.
That, what we came out of all of this realizing is that, boundaries, I had none, had none. I'm working on it.
Okay.
And then you realize that that it's okay to focus on yourself and that what you may need is more clarity on what you want. so that you can focus on yourself better. So
come on, recap queen. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful summation. I love that. I love that. You're absolutely right.
Is there something that you would like to add?
No,
to it?
I think you did amazing.
Okay.
I think you did amazing. Right. Yeah. And so then now we are to the shout outs, and I see you have some today.
Oh, you see that?
I do.
Okay. So I do have a shout out. I just want to shout out all those who made it through the year. Yes. I don't care if you dragged yourself to this point or triumphantly reverse skipped here, like doing the reject, I'm glad you are here. And I just want to say that it does get better. I got to believe that it gets better.
Yes, of course.
It does.
It does.
It does. So that's my shout out. What about you?
I love that. I want to shout out to everybody who is spending the holidays with or spending the holidays differently than they grew up, who are feeling just a tad, nostalgic or a tad sad. You are loved. We love you. We are grateful for you. And I hope that your holiday season is brighter. And like Rena said at the start of the episode, let's find ways to create our own joy, to create our own traditions, to be the magic for ourselves. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Thank you. I do try. And I think now we are to my favorite part. Yes.
Wait.
Okay.
Also, one more. I gotta shout us out.
Okay.
For this being year 2, we are going into 2022. That'll be the start of year 3. We have done this consistently for 2 years. We started as just 2 queer, confused women with microphones that we got from God knows where.
Best Buy.
I think I got mine from Best Buy too. They should pay us.
They should.
A hand-drawn logo.
Yes.
Us cackling at 3:00 in the morning to record an intro, and and look at us now.
I know.
We've learned, we've grown, we're like different people, and that's what we set out to do. Yeah. And we're continuing to grow. This ain't it. This ain't it. But like just to see the things that we've done just by starting this.
Yeah.
And taking that initial step and going into the unknown. Because like I said, I did not grow up saying my dream is to have a podcast.
Same.
And even when I brought it up to Jess, I don't really understand why.
And I don't either. And I never wanted a podcast. That was never a dream.
I don't even listen to podcasts.
I just started, bitch, this year, focusing on podcasts. But yeah. Oh. And here we are, 2 years with you beautiful listeners, with us taking a deep dive into ourselves every other week for you guys to hear. And we appreciate it. This has been magical.
Right. It's divine. I think I will always say that because I have no idea what came over me. Hopefully it's my higher self.
It is. It has to be. We're achieving. I mean, if I'm honest, I feel like the growth that I have experienced in the past 2 years would have taken me a lot longer to experience without the focused intention of this podcast. So if that's not a higher self, I don't know what is.
I vibe with it. I do. I feel like I've seen so many changes in the both of us.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see what we do, from here on out.
Same.
This is something for some reason, we can't stop doing this. I've tried.
Okay, we're going to talk about that after this. But yeah.
I just want to take that time to really, just toot our own horn and to celebrate us. I have issues with celebrating, period. But, I feel like we need to celebrate us because this is work. This is work.
Is work.
We're working.
Yeah.
This is, and it's beautiful. And it's the type of work I would love to do for compensation.
Hello?
But the fact that I do it without compensation speaks volumes. Like I feel like this really is my work.
Yeah. So I love that.
Big ups to us and the adult orphans out here trying to re-raise ourselves.
I know that's real.
And, I'm proud of us. All
too.
of us.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Rena. And I'm proud of us too. Proud of you, proud of your growth. I see you.
I see you too.
Period,
My higher self.
nigga.
I think there's something we see.
We see each other. But so now are we to the meditation?
Yes, you can go ahead and meditate now.
Okay, I know I like a little meditation or whatever. If you're new, we just take a couple deep breaths. We set an intention, take another couple breaths, and then I let you go about your day. So what I want you to do for me is to take a big deep breath. We'll take a second deep breath. We'll take one more deep breath. All right, and now we'll set our intentions. I intend to let the universe teach me clarity. I intend to be open to what that looks like. And despite whatever struggles that may come throughout the year, I intend to be well versed in what that means at the end of 2022.
Right. It is my intention to continue to co-create with the universe and to make sure that my narrative is just continues to be divinely orchestrated. I'm open to how simplicity will serve me. I'm open to where it will take me. And I have a belief that I am heading in the right direction and towards where I want to go. So that is my intention. My intention is to be open.
I love that so much. Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll take our last set of breaths. Take another big deep breath with me. We'll take a second deep breath. And we'll take our last deep breath. All right. Your intentions have been set for the day and maybe for the year. Go out there and flourish, sis. Today doesn't have to be a mess.
But it's okay if it is.
Show Liz, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Fucking with us for 2 motherfucking years and shit. I know that I am so grateful for your continued support. I'm grateful for your likes, your shares, your comments. Again, if you ever have a topic idea you'd like us to discuss, email us at itsamesssispodcast@gmail.com. That same email address can be used if you would like to collaborate with us, if you would like to bring us out to your event to host a conversation about truths and the way those truths show up for people. Feel free to reach out, and that is again at itsamesssispodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, hit us up, please.
Yes,
please.
Please. Is there anything else that you would like to say, Rena?
No, just like you said, everybody just have a happy holiday. Make it as happy as you can make it, because you deserve that.
You deserve that. All right. Well, that's it for this episode. So we're going to catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. It's a mess.
Hey, that's why I can't sing.
It's okay. He's going to talk over my singing though. Okay, it's ready now.